Welcome to Johnson Valley in California, specifically to a place called Soggy Dry Lake, which is a dry lake bed, very big, very flat, because we're going to have a drag race, but not any old drag race. No, it's an off-road drag race in these two trucks behind us. So you're going to be driving
the Tesla Cybertruck.
Yeah.
I'm
going to be driving the Rivian R1T. I fancy your chances, if I'm honest.
That's very kind of you, but we should point out as well, not only are they in full off-road mode, but we have a load of camping gear on them as well. I've got a tent in the back of the Cybertruck. You have got an even bigger tent on the back of that Rivian.
Yes, and I didn't need it because that car weighs 3.2 tons already before you start bolting extras onto it. Yours still very heavy.
3.1.
3.1.
Yeah.
But more power.
I have 845 horsepower, which still sounds a mad number for a pickup.
Now I have 835, which is annoying, but I have 4 motors and you only have 3 motors.
I do.
And I also have the optional off-road tyres. And on a loose, it's not really loose, is it? It's absolutely
It's pretty rock solid.
Pretty rock solid.
Yeah.
I've got the optional off-road tyres that you can get the R1T on. You've just got the sort of standard all-terrain tyres that come with the Cybertruck.
Purely academic though, because mine has a faster 0 to 60, 2.6 seconds in that.
3
for yours, isn't it?
3 seconds, but I suppose I'm going to have to make up for it with driver skill.
Let's see how that works out, shall we?
I'll tell you what we need. We need a start line because, as you can see, it's a featureless expanse out here. I've got an idea, actually.
Okay.
Let's open up the front on your one. Let's... Cyber cooler. That's how we're going to mark the side.
Righty-ho.
Grab the side of that.
Yep.
It is actually full of drinks.
I
just realised that I'm reducing the weight of your Cybertruck.
Yes, you are. Thank you very much. That's another 30 kilos taken out of there.
Stick that down there.
Yeah. Full of drinks.
Yeah. We can have a victory Gatorade.
Don't want that out in the sun too long.
Should we do this?
Let's do it.
Right, I need to get this thing in the right mode, so I'm going to put it in the on-road settings, not the off-road settings, despite the fact that we're off-road, because that's going to be faster. We're going to put sport mode, then it asks me if I want to lower the ride height. Yes, I do, because that's going to be faster. Stability, we're going to put it in the intermediate reduced mode, and that's it. Foot on the brake, foot on the throttle, release the brake. A monkey could do it, and I've got a theory. The Cybertruck might be the favourite, but I've got a bigger tent over the rear axle, and that means more traction, and more traction means more speed. It's basically a 3-ton Porsche 911, this thing.
Little bit nervous about the Rivian's off-road tyres, which on this surface might well give it a little bit of advantage off the line, but the ground is really hard. I'm just in beast mode, and if I press the brake, press the throttle, all the whizzy graphics come up, and I go into cheetah stance, which drops the front, raises the back, ready for it to smash off the line as fast as it can go.
All right, Cyber ready, Rivian ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, this is quite even, but that has got off the line better.
Oh, I've got him off the line. That is the power of the 4 motors. Hang on a minute.
I'm coming back at him, I'm coming back at him. Oh, this is going to be so close.
Here's the finish line. That's going to be close.
Rinsing him now. That's the way to do it. There we go, and we're across the line at 113 miles an hour.
Wow. I had him. You saw that. I had him worried. All right. The form book stands. That was a good race. That was a really good race. The way this launches.
Rivian's quite quick off the line.
Off-road tyres, mate. Bigger tent over the rear axle, superior traction and driver skill.
Of course, however you lost.
I did lose. A good race though. The best drag races, one gets out a lead and then the other one reels them in, and to be fair, you reeled me in like a kipper and overtook me on the line. It was a superb race. It's going to be great viewing at home.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I tell you what, Ollie, we've had the race. you've won that, but we do have an entire dry lake bed to ourselves and a couple of very, very powerful trucks. Should we have a bit of a play?
Love a bit of playtime. I think we should definitely do that.
Righty-ho. Go nuts.
Why are the tyres making noise? It's absolutely mad, but you've got no idea where the steering is because you've just got so little lock to play with, and you've got no sense, of course, on the electric powertrain of where it's going and when. I'm going to move my slider. So what I've done is I've gone into Baja mode and I can slide my handling balance all the way forwards or backwards and reduced my stability assistance to minimum. Right, now I've got a bit more power going to the front. It's much, much better actually. Everyone should have access to a dry lake bed at all times.
Tell you what, none of your fancy front rear handling balance sliders like you get in the Cybertruck. This is just rally mode, stability off, and give it a boot. I tell you what, it does drift around very nicely indeed, but you do feel that mass, mostly on the transition. So when you initiate the drift, there it goes, and you're drifting, and then when it comes back, oh, it sort of slams on that outside tyre and you're suddenly aware that you weigh well over 3 tons.